Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Sunday night here in the UK, and that, of course, means one thing. It's time to round out the Misfits Racing League action. This week, we have taken to the Sochi Autodrome in Russia, and joining me for the Formula 2 action is, of course, Mr. Alex Bitto. Alex, how are you doing this evening, my friend?
Hello, Unicorn. I'm very excited, and I think we're gonna see good racing here in Russia today.
Yeah, absolutely. We've already seen some great drama here around the Sochi Autodrome. It's a pretty unique track. It's got a lot of, variation. The turn 1 basically invisible, and it all depends on that run down into turn 2. You've got 18 corners. Turn 13 leading into that particular, dramatic just braking zone there into a lot of 90-degree corners, which makes it particularly tricky to overtake on 15, 16. It's a tricky traction zone in the F1 cars. In the F2 cars, it might be a bit touch and go at times. We'll see how it goes. Of course, one-shot qualifying ahead of two 50% races, the first of which is the feature race. Then that's the grid of that is confirmed by the qualifying, and then the top 8 finishes in that one. They will be reversed on the grid of the second one. Everyone else will be decided on where they finished, and that second race is a little bit shorter with no mandatory pit stop. But with that being said, Alex, we're getting in. It's a very sunny qualifying here in Russia. We haven't seen rain all week. Whether we see it here in F2, we'll have to wait and see. There's 2 races, so plenty of chance for it. But right now, looking sunny in qualifying.
It's good right now for the drivers. I think some will be relieved a little bit there after watching the weather. We will see what is the weather on on feature race and sprint race. And right now, loading into the session and waiting for which driver is gonna get selected for that random lap on the one-shot qualifying today on Russia.
Absolutely, only one chance to get it right, which around this track, you've got to question whether you're going to push all the way. And it looks like we've gone on board with Vox here as he pushes out of the final corner. Not particularly high on the timing tower as of right now, but we'll get a look at what tyres everyone is running. It is the super softs for everyone on this grid. No one opting for an alternate strategy, and you wouldn't expect to see it. Tyre wear around here. Not too tricky as he comes through turn 2, then into turn 3. Running a pretty wide line through here. I gotta say, that looks a bit like a racing line rather than, the fastest line you could take through there. You probably want to hug the inside a little bit more. Running wide through turn 4. Struggling right now in the high-tech. This is Nikita Mazepin's car, and of course, he has been promoted to Formula 1 since then. Again, running wide here, really struggling. And this will not be our pole position time unless there is a huge problem for everyone else. So we're going to hop up on board with... Well, we're going to stay on board with Vox here. He's not having a shocker of a lap. It's just a bit wide. He's really understeering, Alex. The setup does not seem to be attuned with the circuit here. And that high tech, and as he comes through turn 10, this is one you've got to nail, and he's done a lot better through there than he has done in the previous corners. So maybe a redeeming factor here as he flies down through turn 11 into turn 12, the DRS zone, which should be a back straight, but it's really 2 sort of S corners here as he goes down into turn 13, that heavy braking zone. I wonder whether we will see a lot of side-by-side action here because the F2 car's a little bit smaller, a little bit slower as well than the F1 cars. Allow for a bit more. Here now into 15 through into 16. Brainstew's lost out. Shenjay's lost out to Brainstew. Sorry, he was on a provisional pole. Domi now has taken that, and Brainstew as well sneaks past in the ARTs, and Domi sets fastest time. It's a 142.7, the pole position here, ahead of a 143 flat. And there goes Vox, 17th place on the grid in the first race. And we'll see the rest of the order. So it's Domi on provisional pole, and he gets 4 points. His teammate Brainstew sits behind him in P2. Shenjay in the Trident in third. Neon for 4th. Welsh Toast in 5th. Larsen starts 6th. Then there's Backrow in 7th. Macker in 8th. Rutanius, he starts 9th. And Linus starts in 10th place. We'll go through the rest of this grid. Well, we won't go through the rest of this grid because we'll just get a quick look at it here. But there won't be a formation lap. Alex, we're going to go straight into race in action.
Exactly. Very good lap for the Hungarian Domi there. Pole position, 4 points. Very important for the championship, those points on qualifying. Because, well, of course, 4 points difference. Only one driver gets that award. But we will see, because it seems like it's dry as well here on the feature race. But it's overcast, yeah.
Yeah, certainly a little bit cloudy. We'll see. Looks like Vox might have had a problem there. He's left the session, so fingers crossed he can get back in. If you're just tuning in, this is Misfits Formula 2 Racing Action. And this is how we round out our week of Misfits Racing League action. Obviously, this week we're at Sochi. It's a community event. Anyone in this squad is free to join. And also a big shout out to our partners, Next Level Racing. If you're looking for a sim racing rig, wheel stand, that kind of thing, check them out in the link in the description down below on their website for some awesome sim racing gear. As we just get everyone loaded in here, it will be instantaneous. There is no formation lap here in Formula 2. We have got 3, 4, 5 red lights here on in Sochi for the first race of the evening, and we are away here. The 2 ARTs up at the front, getting all right starts. Welsh Toast has already got Neon for 4th place. And it looks like Domi might have been taken by Bracestew. He has been, as they go down through turn 1, down towards turn 2. Can Domi find a way back past? He's looking for it around the outside. Shenjay might have a look up on the inside here. It's not Shenjay. The timing tower is playing tricks. Who is that? It looks like someone has had a big list. A couple of cars off on the inside. People moving slow enough to avoid it. But there has definitely been issues here in the start. Welsh Toast, Neon, and Larsen as well.
I think I saw one driver there having a collision, and I think there was a Constantina effect there on the exit of turn 2. Right now, green flags, as I think Neon was the driver who lost most, as Chenze right now, and Domi and Retenius having an exchange there on turn 7. 2 drivers going wide, and Retenius trying to take a place. He's right now up into 3rd place with those super soft, as well as Brain still leading. 1.7 is the gap between the Italian and Hungarian there for both ART. Angel as well, gaining a place on Shenjay, who I don't think he has damage, but still he's struggling on this first stage of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking on board with Shenjay here, who is looking to get back past Angel here for P4. And, well, there he goes up the inside into turn 13. Camera angles here not being too focused. Who is that? I think it's JA Games. Has gone very deep into turn 13. Let's have a little look. Oh, who is this? Domi's off. Domi's spun. You can see there on the inside. The Hungarian. He had a great start. Now it has all come crumbling down. Having a look at the tires. And it's Shenjay. He started on the mediums. That's why he seems to be struggling a little bit in this earlier stint.
Someone is there on the, I think it's back row. Back row will pit right now, and that, well, will not be the only stop he will do today, as he needs to do the mandatory pit stop after the first 3 laps. So right now, back row in a very compromised position.
Yeah, speaking of being in a compromised position, Eric right now under a lot of pressure from 4-door sedan. The super soft tires, will they afford him a little bit better grip through turn 2? He's on the tight inside line. Eric gets around safely and securely, and there's Moen sneaking his way into 10th place. A great poacher's place there, and he's on the inside sight on the turn of turn 3. And Eric a little bit of contact deep into turn 4. Can 4-door find a move past them both? He can. What a move for the Campus Racing car. It's 3 wide as they run down into turn 5. And oh, Eric is just closed in so early. Hits Moen and then sweeps into 4-door. And that was such a good bit of racing up until that moment. And you got to feel for the Campos Racing driver, because he was doing so well up until that point. It is sad to see that come crumbling down. Shenjay around the outside of Angel through, coming out of turn 10. I don't think he's got the traction he needs to get the move done on the Spaniard. You've got Linus there looking for it as well. Linus, of course, in the Carlin car.
Oh, he leaves. He knows there was no space there. Shenjay on the outside of 13. Angel on the inside. Linus cuts their turn 13. Shenjay putting the nose as well. And right now, Shenjay will lose the car on 14. Oh, he's on the middle of the track. The region will not be the boss. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. A lot of drivers not knowing what is happening there. There's yellow flags. And Shenjay is dropping on the time tower right now. A lot of drivers having contact with that Trident car.
Williams has just ran into the wall, and I think we have a VSC. It is not a full safety car, and there's people darting into the pit lane. I think Williams here is coming in for wing repairs, but you can't serve a mandatory pit stop under VSC, so hopefully the driver's well aware of this. We've got a couple of drivers into the pit lane, getting off of the super softs, off of the mediums, but they cannot serve that mandatory pit stop. Let's have a quick look at the positions changed in this race. Right now, Brainstew up 1. He's passed his teammate on Domi, who qualified pole. Rutanius up 7. Angel up 9 into P3. Some great starts here. Linus up 6. JA Games. He went a little bit deep into turn 13 a few laps ago. Now he's up 10 places. Moen's gained 5. Eric. Well, we saw him have a bit of an incident with Moen and 4-door, but he now sits 13 places higher than where he started. So he has got a lot of pace in that Uni Virtuosi car.
when having a drive-through under virtual safety car, so that's really gonna compromise his results today. Right now in P6, he gained 5 places, but of course with that drive-through, I think it will be demoted a lot of places right now. A battle, I think, for 8th place. Wellstost having a train behind him. It's Larsen and Coffee Sipper trying to push as much as they can, as I think Domi ran out on the mediums. But I think he did that stop. No, he did not stop yet. But he's doing the reverse strategy, so we will see where this lands at the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're in sort of a good portion now. Lap 3. We've had a VSC, but other than that, everything else, green flag racing, nice and calm, collected for most of these drivers here. A lot of side-by-side battling, but now people getting into their groove, starting to just settle into the rhythm of this race. Brainsu doing very nice, controlling this race from the front. Moen, he's coming in to serve that drive-through penalty. And like you said, I think this is going to relegate him right down the order, and it sucks to see for the Welshman. Little bit of exchange going on for 13th place. Shane J, after his unfortunate spin through the final sector a few laps ago, he's now looking to try and fight his way back through the field. Behind him, Vox and Varrock are exchanging side by side. Around the outside goes Varrock, and they might come together there. A little bit of snap as they get past one another. Coffee Sipper, Larsen, they're exchanging. Coffee Sipper, the Dutchman, is past Larsen. Larsen, though, looking up the inside through turn 3. And can he find a move? It looks like he might be able to. It's going to be close between them. And there he is, settling in. Well, he's not able to get past, but he looked very close to doing so on the Carlin, and he's putting Coffee Sipper here under a lot of pressure.
Indeed, this battle is really on point, and right now Coffee Sipper as well has a penalty of 3 seconds. I think he took it last lap, and I think that one on the exit of turn 7 we just saw probably was a warning. A little bit understeer probably can be that setup for the Dutch driver right now on P8, doing a solid result. But that penalty probably later will cost some places. Linus, very close on the back of Angel, the arrest, but not enough to do the move on turn 13.
Yeah, you mentioned it there. Penalties, it's sort of been the Achilles heel for Coffee Sipper, as he's under a lot of pressure here from Larsen, who looks around the outside of turn 13, maybe looking for a switchback. Coffee Sipper goes deep, but Larsen loses traction coming out of the 13th turn, and that will not help him, as Coffee Sipper still holds 8th position in that Carlin car. But Larsen really trying to apply the pressure here, pile it on to force mistakes like that for Coffee Sipper. And if Larsen was able to execute there, he would be in 8th place right now. But it's not to be for the MP Motorsport car right now, as they come out of the final corner. Maybe we'll see a run here down into turn 2. Very possible. We've got pit stops coming in. We've got Fordor, Welsh Toast into the pit lane. But it is all eyes on Larsen as he runs down towards turn 2. Here we go. It's side by side. Later on the brakes. Coffee Sipper as they go down in. Larsen off the brakes earlier. The super soft Coffee Sipper. They'll be starting to feel a little bit old here. A little bit of wheel bang as they come through turn 3. It's side by side. It's the Dutchman on the inside as the MP Motorsport car swings through. He's got the inside into 4. He doesn't find it yet, but Coffee Sipper's wide. Just rejoins the track ahead. And it is P7 still for Coffee Sipper, as Larsen has a cheeky look up the inside of 5. But he won't get it through there. And Coffee Sipper on these aging super softs, hanging on for dear life as Larsen keeps putting himself on the inside, really making his presence felt in the wing mirrors of Coffee Sipper's car. But it's not going to be an exchange here, as JA Games find his pay past Linus Tech Dips.
Linus spun on the exit of turn 9, and that cost him a place. I don't know if he has damage on that front end. It doesn't seem like, but he was pushing for that podium position against Angel, but Angel will, of course, retain that place. As we saw, Coffee Sipper struggling. Larsen not that close right now on the exit of turn 11 and now 12 to make that overtake. And right now, I think Coffee Sipper probably might be pitting on this lap, but Brinsty will stay one more. Rutenius is pitting right now. So we'll see if this undercut can work. Of course, it was 5.8, that's the difference between both leaders. So we will see how much he can cut.
Yeah, well, Coffee Sipper staying out. Hasn't made any intention to go into the pit lane, and he does stay out. But this is a problem for Coffee, because if Linus decides to come in at the end of this lap and the undercut is powerful, Coffee Sipper is either going to get double stacked or have to go round again. Neither option really beneficial there. You can see there Rutenius dropping down the order. We'll see where he comes out. If he comes out ahead of Shenje there, that could be very, very powerful. He doesn't. So here goes, here you go, Larsen, past Coffee Sipper, easy as you like, down into turn 2, finally getting a bit of a better run. Coffee Sipper very deep into turn 2 as well, really starting to struggle with that traction. Rutanius, he came out of pit lane in P10. We'll see where Brainstew comes out, whether this undercut works for one of the other Dutch drivers on this grid. I think we've got 3 tonight in the form of Neon, Rutanius, and of course, Coffee Sipper, who we've been on board with for quite some time. He's been having an action-packed race. Alex, Larsen, Coffee Sipper, one of the only battles on track. What do you know, if you're one of these drivers who are just sort of on their own, and there's a lot of them are, what's going through your mind right now, you know, in terms of pit strategy, etc.?
So you said, or who? Brainstew, you said?
Just in general, anyone who's yet to pit, who's just been on their own. A lot of these drivers, they have been on their own. It's just...
I think seeing that Rutinius doesn't have that traffic, probably if you can see where you are gonna land, I think Brainstew, if he pits right now, well, he's actually pitting. He will land around Chenje, and probably Chenje with those old mediums will block a little bit. Will be traffic, I think, for the leader, who's right now pitting, as I said, as well as Angel. So, well, both of them pitting, and I think J Games. Well, he's staying out. One more, Linus is pitting, so I guess Coffee Sipper, well, he will be double stacking. I don't think that's the best thing he can do.
Well, he doesn't know, I don't think. Linus wasn't in the pit lane, so he wouldn't have got that message to come across there. So I don't think Coffee knew about that. Eric, he was really hunting these guys down on the mediums. The mediums now, the switchover point is definitely there. Now, where does Rutanius land in all of this? Look at him sailing past here. Brainstew still out in front, though, by quite a margin here. The timing tower saying 6.16. It should settle in a moment. And it looks like it's going to settle in the high 5s. But, well, it's worked out quite nicely for Rutanius. He's got a big gap behind to Angel. Again, just not too much on-track action there, as we've got a yellow flag. Speaking of action, it's Williams around it. Oh my goodness, Neon. And, oh no, who is this? Maka, I think, might have got collected in all of this. And, well, Moen just steams through here. But, my oh my, another incident here. And Neon has been caught in it for the second time today. And Wiggles.
I think he's gonna call it on pits, huh? We'll see. Yeah, of course, speeding on the pit lane. That's the classic. And now retiring on pits on lap 7 of 14 on the future race. So that's, I think, will not be having the best luck right now, Box. But I think it's the AI of Box who's just rejoining on the track after pitting. And Moen catching Maka, it seems, after that collision they had, I think, in 16, or at least that incident that they had to avoid. And we'll see how they manage, because it doesn't seem like they have damage, any of them. They are the same strategy as well, so they will try to go to the end and gain time right now as they are undercutting this field. JA Game speeding right now, and Eric will be the leader at the moment.
There goes Shenjay, getting past back row for P10. And easy as you like for Shenjay, who's on fresh super softs. He's got a lot of pace right now, and will have until the closing laps of the race. JA Games, Domi dropping down the order with themselves in the pit lane. And you can see there, Brainstreet, Rutanius getting themselves back up into what will be podium positions when Eric and Larsen come in to serve their pit stops.
Yeah, Domi as well pitting for super soft. JA Games just behind Domi. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw JA Games speeding last lap.
JA Games here might be right behind his teammate. He is. He's come out right behind Shenjay and Domi. The problem here is that for JA Games there is he's stuck on the mediums, whereas Domi and Shenjay, two very, very fast drivers, they're on the super soft compound, so not a lot that JA will be able to produce from this, I don't think, but this is a battle that might be very interesting to follow along with, as Volks and Williams, they exchange going through turn 1. And Vox might even have a little look up to try and return it the favor. He isn't got the pace though, so he loses out. Moen as well on the rear of Mack, and we'll see whether anything comes out of that battle at any point during this race.
Right now, Chenji very close on Domi. Domi doesn't have DRS to defend against the American driver, and now with DRS, but not that close. It doesn't seem like. Larsen right now going to the pits. Ooh, Chenji very close in the back of the Hungarian on the ART. Chenji drifting a little bit that turn 14 of Camber. That corner, and very tricky on gas.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they're, two guys who've been around for quite some time ahead. You can see into the pit lane, Varrock, as that's getting him out from behind Linus, who is on the mediums. We'll see the pace difference here. Domi, someone who was here every week in the F2 cars, as Shenji sets fastest lap behind him. A lot of pressure here. And who is that leaving the pit lane? It's Larsen, who's just pitted from, I believe, provisional or on-track P2. And look at all these cars. Oh! Shenji went into the rear of Domi there, I think. I think there was a little tap, just like we saw in turn 13. This time, equating in a slide. Back row looking around the outside of JA Games. So that is so unfortunate for Domi. He just runs out of steam here with that little love tap there from Shenji. Very, very unfortunate.
Shenji has damage on the front end. I saw one end plate flying at least there on turn. So Domi seems like he's safe in terms of damage, but of course he lost a lot of time. I think it's already 6-7 seconds to Shenji. And right now, well, Domi on the inside of turn 7. He'll get rid of back row, and right now up into P9, but back row still holding that place. Not doing it, as Domi's just ahead on P9. Shenji very close on Linus, and he will try the move. Even with damage, opens the DRS. Linus will drop one place, and probably Larsen will try to do the same as Shenji.
Yeah, things here getting tricky now. Larsen on the outside, sliding around Shenji. Oh my goodness, things are really heating up here. JA Games, he gets past Backrow as well. Does Backrow have damage? He does, and he's on old tires here as Eric into the pit lane. We've got JA Games here now pushing on the mediums. Wants to stick with Domi because Domi has a penalty and his tires will tie out at the end of this race. Let's see. Larsen, can he do anything about Shenji here? Both on super soft compact tires coming out of the last corner here in Russia. Lap 10 we're on. We've got lap 14 to go to. And that, of course, is the end of the feature race. This is the first of 2 races here this evening. And here we go. It's Larsen looking at Shenji up the inside, down into turn 2. Just about gets it done, but Shenji... Oh, no, sorry. That's Linus who took all that curbing, it would seem.
Shenji as well. He took that curbing. I think warning for the American right now. With lack of downforce, we can see there on turn 3. Larsen just ahead. A little bit of tap depth. Probably Shenji having some lag issues because otherwise, don't know. He's really, really close on the back end of these drivers. Probably pushing too hard. Right now losing a place. So Larsen on fresher super soft. And I think Eric was leading, of course, without pitting. Just rejoined on P4. So that's a huge overcut for the Spaniard.
Bad news for JA Games as he picked up a penalty, so that really reduces his chances of beating Domi. And being P8 is so important in this race, because if you're having a bad race here, if you can pick up P8 in this feature race, you will start pole position in the next one. Domi, what a run he's got as he goes past the Carlin and Linus here. Down up the inside through 12. Gets in the outside for 13, but he doesn't need it. He is already done and dusted with that move into the 13th turn. Going back on board with the car ahead. Shenji. They were fighting a few moments ago. And Shenji just tapped the rear of Domi. Shenji with damage though. Domi could catch it. He's looking like he's hungry to do so. Get some revenge on his American rival. The problem is he hasn't got many laps left. We're on lap 11 now of 14. 3 laps to go. Not including this one. So 3.5. Realistically, Domi, he sets fastest lap. He is really charging Alex. He is looking for as many positions as he can get. Whilst there is a reverse grid, the points in this race are worth more. The positions are worth more, I should say. Shenji sneaks up the inside of Larsen into turn 2. But Larsen looking to come back. It's Shenji. He's lost it now. I don't know if there was contact there. Gets it out of the way. A lot of momentum in that car. But my oh my, that is not how he wanted to lose the position. He wouldn't have wanted to lose it at all, but he's lost a multitude now. And he has got JA Games hounding on his gearbox now. JA not quite opening up for turn 4 to get the best run out of there. Even with Shenjay's damage, he is still accelerating faster out of 4th than JA here, but surely JA could try to do something here in comparison to what Shenjay's got available to him with that damaged front wing.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact with Larsen, but I think Larsen was literally unable to do anything, as I think the car was just there. Shenjay lost traction and momentum, and Larsen, well, of course, no reactions there, and the contact was just at that moment, and he spawned. Thank God he doesn't have more damage, but still he lost a good portion of time there to the rivals. Well, Stoves right now with DRS and Livestream to JA Games. He will try to move right now on the inside of 12, outside of 13. JA Games breaking a little bit later, and he will hold that place, but we're gonna look for the switchback, well, Stoves says. And right now contact with JA Game as he blocks the apex. And we'll see if he tries to dive on the inside of 15. It doesn't seem like. They will stay there, P9 and P10 for the moment, but Wellstow doesn't have penalties. So right now a very good exit of turn 16 for the Charus driver on the inside of 17, but we'll see, because JA Games has DRS if I'm not mistaken right now, so probably will try to do the switchback.
Yeah, camera angles there, not exactly our friend, but the move has been done for Welsh Toast. JA now, like you said, he will have DRS down into turn 2. Will he be able to do anything here? He looks up the inside into turn 2. He's alongside by quite a bit. A bit of contact between the two. Welsh Toast just straight lines to go to where he thinks the zip road gone. The polystyrene board is absent, and JA with that huge slide manages to catch it, but unable to stick with Welsh Toast. Now 2 seconds down. Very, very unfortunate for Mr. JA Games there. And well,
he risked it too much and probably lost the time. But well, he saved it on the exit of turn 2. Right now 3 seconds for Larsen. 3 seconds for Larsen. Doesn't seem like he will change anything, as there's a lot of drivers. There's a pack there between 5th place and 8th place. All of these drivers with a 3 second time penalty, and well, still it doesn't seem like he will be catching Shenjay there for 8th place, and of course pole position for sprint race, very important. Right now the gaps, it seems like they have opened a little bit.
Yeah, no one really in fighting range. Shenjay, he's looking to put a bit of pressure on Linus ahead. He does have that damage, which will make everything a bit more difficult. Coffee Sipper becomes the first person to pick up multiple penalties this race. He is down in 13th, so it won't change a huge amount. But back row is in range of that penalty, so we'll see what happens. Shenjay doing well here to push against Linus, despite the damage on the Trident Motorsport car. And maybe with the DRS here that he will get when he comes towards turn 1. You can see now really pushing. He's caught substantially through the final sector. There we go. DRS down the start-finish straight, if you want to call it that. Linus swings off to the inside to defend the move. And Shenjay has got that one done around the outside of turn 2. A perfectly well-executed move. And he has done very well with a damaged car, Alex, to catch up to Linus and get that one done on the penultimate lap here.
Awesome, because that's a net place. P7, of course, it will be second place on the grid for the next race, but still, of course, you want more points on the principal, on the future race, because of course, well, it gives you more points, the future, rather than the sprint race. We will see if that affects after on the grid, and how much it will affect Shenjay, even though pole position is not the best place to start here in Russia.
Yeah, absolutely. Linus falling out of the DRS range of Shenjay, and it seems that despite the aging tires, despite the damage, Shenjay still has pace here. Akrade, he picks up a 5-second penalty for spinning the pit lane and retires the car, which is bizarre to see in such a late stage of the race. Don't know what's happened there for me.
Domi on turn 15, he lost it again, but it doesn't seem like he has damage. It doesn't seem like he will lose a place either. So right now, struggling there on throttle, but still keeping it on track. And well, thank God he didn't lose anything more.
Yeah, he will be thanking himself for not losing any positions there. He's in a strong finishing place given the race that he's had. And now clawing on to 6th place. He needs this. He started pole position. It hasn't gone his way. But to start safe, he'll start third in the sprint race, and that is a very strong place to start. The slipstream down towards turn 2 is absolutely incredible. It feels weird, Alex, saying turn 2 when we really mean the first braking zone of the track. It's just turn 1, pretty much just absent. It is there. You can see it on the track map, as with 11 and 12. There's sort of slight bends in the road rather than full-on corners, but they are counted, and as a result, they just sort of impact the track to make it what it is. But turn 2, really the primary braking zone down at the end of that start-finish straight.
If you change direction, it's a corner, because otherwise, if you go straight on turn 1, well, into turn 1, you will go to the wall. So yeah, it's a corner, but of course you don't brake. So sometimes it's like the second corner in Austria. You really don't. Some people don't count that, and well, we didn't count as Brinstill was crossing the line. 18 seconds gap with Rutenius. Brinstill absolutely dominant on this race. He pitted a little bit early.
Rutenius has hit a back marker here.
Oh.
And he might lose third place. His second place. There's Angel. And he won't be happy with the way Rutenius has rejoined there. And Rutenius loses out to P2. And Angel, in the last corner, takes P2 away from the Dutchman. That is absolutely unbelievable scenes here in Russia. Eric takes P4 behind them. Larson takes P5. Domi takes P6. Shenjie 7th. Linus, he takes 8th and will start pole position in the sprint race. Welsh Toast is 9th. JA Games comes home in 10th place, picking up the final point. Then we have 4-door sedan to the line in 11th place in the Campos. Then Varrock, what's going on here? What is happening between these two cars? Backrow and Varrock really getting in each other's face. It looks like we're watching an NFL match rather than an F1 race as they come around the final corner. Varrock just wins out on Backrow. Coffee Sipper behind them in 14th. And Maka will be the last person to finish this race. And here he comes in the Prima Motorsport. Maka, someone we usually see do a bit better than this in the F2 cars. An off-form race for him, but he does make it to the end without being a lap down. Here, 15th place for the Prima Motorsport car. And it is, of course, Mick Schumacher's car that you can see on the halo. Driver of the day goes to Eric. He had an absolutely stunning performance, particularly in those opening laps where he gained about 13 positions, I think. But there he is, Brain Stew. We didn't see him a lot. But, well, he's done it again, Alex. We've seen him in the top spot quite a few times here in F2. And the Italian does it once again.
He's really dominant here. I think we saw it as well on on France. And, well, a lot of drives of the Italian really showing what he's capable to do. And, well, very good played by him. Normal strategy, he started second. I think pole was by Domi, but Domi did commit some mistakes, I think. And, of course, as well, we saw Sensei having a collision with him that cost him, well, a lot of time. You can see 36 seconds to the lead. But still, he managed to the fastest lap and as well to pick up his 6. So that's not that bad. And right now we're going to the sprint race, Unicorn.
I cannot believe what we just saw on the last lap there. Those last few corners created chaos for a few drivers there. Rutenius really losing out on that P2. We'll see whether he can come back from that. Losing out to Angel there for the rest of the podium finishes. There it is with Sunny once again here in Russia. I imagine it's just going to be the mediums all throughout this one. We'll see a few people go onto the super softs if they get damage at some point in this race, I should think. But for most people, it will be the mediums all towards the end, I would think. Unless, of course, that they can't make it to the end, but I should think they can. They usually do in these sprint races. 14 seconds. If you're just tuning in, welcome. This is Misfits Formula 2 racing here in Russia, rounding out our week of Misfits Racing League action. If you're enjoying the stream, please do help us out. Hit that like button, subscribe for all of our highlights, replays, etc., track guides, that kind of thing. And be sure you're in the Discord as well. Alex, sprint race, why don't you take us away?
5. Red lights here on Russia again. This is the sprint race. Today, the last race of the weekend. And Linus on pole position. Seems like he had a good start. Larsen overtaking both of... Oh, what a start for Larsen. From P4 to P1. Sensei will take this Livestream for the Dane driver on the MP Motorsport car. Right now, the Trident car on the outside line of turn 2. He's braking late. And who's that? It's Eric. Is Eric having a collision? I think I see on my screen, but right now he teleported back into the line, and Domi on the outside of turn 3 will try the overtake. This yellow flag on sector 1, and we have a virtual safety car already.
Neon is out of this one, and Welsh Toast seems to have been involved as well here. There is Neon's car in the outside wall at turn 3. That is very, very unfortunate for the Dutchman, who did not finish the first race either. We have Shenjie leading things. The super soft Alex for Shenjie and Domi. An interesting choice of tyre. Two very experienced drivers. Two tier 1 drivers. But they both go for the super soft. They are communicating. Oh, and Domi, speaking of him, the Hungarian goes into the back of Linus. Eric sneaks past on the inside, coming through 9. And, well, the Univirtuosi there has just mugged the ART on the safety, on the VSC restart here. Very nicely done from him as we go down towards turn 13 through 11 and 12. Can Domi do anything? He is hunting it back down. He is looking for it up the inside of 12, around the outside of 13. And here goes the ART. He's looking for it through sector 3. And he just about picks off the Univirtuosi. Nicely done from Domi. But what sort of threat could he be applying to Linus if he hadn't had that issue at the safety car restart?
Domi's drifting it there on 15, on 16, and Eric will try the move. Right now on the inside into the run. Down to turn 17. Domi going wide on those super soft. I don't think that's a legal overtake for Domi, but we will see on the straight if he has to let the Univirtuosi by. Doesn't seem like Accurate has retired, and I think it has been on the pits. Yeah, it's been on the pits, so both drivers, Neon and Accurate, are ready out of this race. And we have a battle there. Background J Games very close into turn 2 as well. Eric and Angel both Spaniards there battling as well on the exit of turn 2. Eric very close, kissing wheels there, front to the rear of that MP Motorsport car. Rucini is very close as well into turn 4. He will try it, but Eric breaks a little bit later. And Bristol as well lurking there. Eric having a massive snap of oversteer and is into the wall, having damage. And he will lose a lot of places.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very unfortunate for him. Coffee Sipper's just been taken by back row for 10th place. There is a lot of action as Coffee Sipper slides. A beautiful drift around turn 5, but it's not the fastest way to get an F2 car around the Sochi Autodrome. Back row now. We've got a beautiful view from Coffee Sipper's onboard here around the outside of JA Games through A into 9. And Coffee Sipper really struggling to control the car in right now. Seems that he is just running maybe a little bit too low on the wings here. Trying to get some extra straight line speed. Brainstew on Angel here. Podium finishes in the first race, and it's Brainstew looking to try and finish ahead of the Spaniard. This time it's the Italian around the outside. A little bit of contact. They managed to keep it clean, and Rutanius, well, he finished P3 behind them. Domi, Linus, they're side by side through the final sector, and Domi, the Hungarian, gets past Linus here, who will look up the inside into the penultimate corner in the car lane. Can he find it? He's later on the brakes. Oh, he's just about avoided contact there. Very well done to keep it clean. Rutanius, he lost out to Angel last time due to what was apparently a desynced back marker. This time, he is not going to get past here, but he is really putting on pressure to the Spaniard who beat him to the checkered flag. We have got a yellow flag. It's Eric calling it quits in the pit lane. Rutanius sneaks past around the outside, going down into turn 2, and just gets that Dams car ahead. You can see that off the track.
Oh, he saved it. Massive oversteer for the Spaniard there on the exit of turn 2. Almost going into the wall, but he saved it. Now for Dorsedan close that gap. As we can see, the gap between Angel and Rutanius extend a little bit there, up into almost 8 cents there already. So a big snap, and well, very good save for him. Right now, Bryn's still very close on the back of Linus, and he will try to move on the Carlin driver.
Yeah, here we go. Looking for it. He's getting really close. Look at him through the inside, of turn 7 on the exit. Beautiful. And it just sneaks through on the straight down to turn 8. Brainstew. He is an absolute artist at the wheel of an F2 car. He has shown real class throughout this season, Alex, and I would be surprised if he was not at the top of these standings if he continues to race here in this season of F2, because he has been absolutely dominant when he has been here. Maybe his attendance to this community series might be his downfall in terms of points, but he has been absolutely incredible. Maka looking for Moen down into turn 13. These two are regulars, not making it there.
Sorry to interrupt, but back row sits back on 14 on further side, going wide right now. Both tier 3 drivers side by side on 16. Back row with a better traction. And he'll get ahead just of the Campos driver who had really bad luck on the first race.
Yeah, absolutely. Bad luck has been the case for a lot of drivers. Good luck, though, is then applied to a lot of other drivers. So a real give and take here in F2. We're on lap 4 of 11. Who is that getting all wiggly out of the final corner? It was Williams. And he has really struggled there. Are we going to see any kind of safety car? We are. Okay, so we have a safety car in the sprint race. Now, these races are very short. This is bad news for... Well, is it bad news for Shenzi? Because I don't think he was going to get these tires to the end.
I really don't know what he's going to try. Probably he will pit again. But
surely he has to pit now, right?
Oh, and he has a drive-through. Shenzi with a drive-through.
Well, that's race over.
Indeed, because he will have to wait after the safety car is in the pit lane, so when we have green flags, and then he will be serving that drive-through, because otherwise he will get disqualified, or he will not be serving that drive-through under safety car conditions. So that's very bad luck for him. Domi, otherwise, I don't know what he will try to do. If extend these super softs to the end, trying to save that tire wear under yellow flag conditions, or just pit and be safe. Put another set of super soft, probably they used a set of qualifying, and well, then just trying to do the comeback against all mediums.
Yeah, just having a quick look now at the positions change. Shenji obviously up in lead of things right now. He won't be after he serves that drive through. Larsen, he will be up 3 when Shenji comes in. So a very good start for him. We saw it on lap 1. Then Domi currently where he started. His teammate Brainstew up 4. Linus down 4. He started in first after finishing 8th. He's now down 4 and has a 3-second time penalty to his name. Shenji into the pit lane. We'll see whether Domi follows suit. Well, Shenji picks up a 5-second. Oh, well, he's called it quits there in the pit lane. Domi now, what does he do? He is coming in. He doesn't speed. And you got to expect that this here is for a fresh set of tires, mediums to the end. They'll be slightly fresher. Let's see what he's got. Maybe even another set of super softs. What's he got? It's mediums, it would seem. Yeah, it is mediums. Someone was coming in for super softs there. It's Linus. Very bold call from the Carlin.
That's weird. Probably he doesn't have more tires there of the super soft, because I think probably might be the used one of not qualifying, because it's only one shot, but probably it was the used soft of the first stint, or the second stint actually for Domi, of that feature race. So yeah, the mediums should work, but he will not have that advantage against the rivals. But still, he will try to do the best, I guess. He doesn't have penalties, only Borok and Linus have penalties there on their name. And I think Domi has the pace, of course, to be there, up there. He took the pole position, of course, but I think he will struggle to come back there into the points and even on top 5 positions.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just waiting now. You know, Welsh Toast come out to the pit lane. He'll be rejoining, and it might cause the safety car to go round again, unfortunately, which we don't want to see. But there we are. And, well, Larsen in lead of things now. Great race so far from him. Brainstew P2, Rutanius P3, and Arnell P4. That was our podium last time out. We'll see whether Larsen can hold him off, but we could see an identical podium. Or maybe what we were expecting to see in the first race, where Rutanius beats Arnell to the line. But, of course, you know, getting to the line is part of the battle, and Rutanius struggled to do so in the last couple of corners. But yeah, it's been a strong race so far. Thank you all so much for tuning in to it. If you are enjoying, please do whack a like on the stream. It helps us out a ton, as well as subscribing to watch all of the content that is uploaded here. Race replays, highlights, track guides, all of that good stuff. And a massive shout out to our partners, Next Level Racing. If you're looking for a sim racing rig, wheel stand, motion sim, flight sim equipment, then be sure to check them out on their website in the link in the description down below. We are going to go around again here under safety car, which is a bit of a shame because we are just waiting for Welsh Toast, and he would have been caught up pretty much by the time we got to green flag racing. So it's so unfortunate that we had to go around again here. In these sprint races, every lap counts. And when you spend a couple under safety car, it really, you can really feel it. JA Games, he hops into the pit lane. What's he opting for here? Maybe super soft to give him a little bit of extra speed. And it is the purple compound tire. But a bold choice.
I don't know how much places he lost there. Probably it was worth it. Probably, I don't think he had damage. I didn't see any change there on the front wing. His teammate, I think, no, he's not his teammate. He's the Charles driver of Wells Toast as well, having an exchange of those mediums. I think it's new mediums, otherwise would be a bad strategy there for the Chero's team. Both, I think, will be catching the safety car queue on this lap. So I guess the first green flag we'll see again will be on lap 7.
Yeah, absolutely, one can hope, because you don't want to see this. What's happened here? Bit of an exchange between Vorok and Domi, it would seem, and well, you don't want to see overtaking out the safety car. They're side by side as they come through turn 5. I don't know how that one has transpired, but it has happened, and we'll see whether that impacts anything. I think they've got back to where they're supposed to be now, and it's all hopes that this man right here, Welsh Toast, is able to catch back up to the safety car queue. He hasn't had the best races so far this evening. Points not really on the table. You need to be in P8 to score points here in the feature race, but it's not over. It's sprint race, sorry. It's not over until that checker flag is waved, so still time for everything to go his way. Surely the safety car gets called in now as Brainstorm and Tennis, the time and time having a bit of a moment. We haven't had that command from race control yet. Welsh Toast still off of the back here. Maybe a late call,
yeah. But I think it's very, very close to be a late call, because, of course, after they cross that that pit lane line, the safety car cannot get in. But I think it will be a late call because Welsh Toast is already there. I think, well, we will see there, jumping on board with Brinsteel. The safety car goes or not is very close. It won't be on this lap, it seems.
Going around again then for the 7th lap, and well, apparently Brainstew has big damage. He does.
Oh yeah, you sure?
He does. He's missing a big portion of the front right.
Not on my end. He's not missing that on my end, I think.
Well, he certainly is. Neon came across in chat with the information, and the Italian, at least on my screen, has an end plate and potentially even, you know, one of the little foils there on the front.
I was looking Larson. I was confused because I was looking Larson. Yeah, Brain still has a. Oh yeah, that's damaged. That's really, really damaged front wing for the Italian.
Well, Brainstew's now going to struggle. He won the first race. Doesn't look like he'll be winning this one, but miracles can happen. We saw Shenjay put up a great fight. He had a little bit less damage last race, but, you know, 4 laps once the safety car comes in, which it should do at the end of this lap. If it doesn't, we know we've got a problem on our hands because everyone is bunched up. Welsh Toast is there. He's on the rear of this grid. 4 laps of green flag racing. A shootout to the end. Most people on 6 lap up mediums. A couple of people, Domi, Liners, JA, and Welsh Toast. Well, can't really include Welsh Toast. His tyres are only 1 lap fresher. He was cycling there in the pit lane. That's what held us up a little bit. But 3 drivers on fresher tyres, 2 on the super soft. We'll see how they impact this race. But until we get the green flag racing, we will not know. 4 laps till the end of this one. And it's going to be full throttle. Well, I think the stat was 75% of the way, I think, if I remember. Stars, the stat man, coming across and telling us earlier on in the week. Safety car is in this lap. Things you love to see. Race control sending that wonderful message over. And the Mercedes SLS there will get its way back to the pit lane.
I think we're going to see a lot of action right now, Unicorn. Will be 4 laps of action. Brinsteel with damage, so probably that can cost some 10th, and Routinis will try, I think, to get near the Italian. Angel as well probably will try to give that pace, and I think a lot of battles can unleash behind, with Domi trying to do the comeback.
Linus, 5 seconds for hitting the rear end of Domi, it would seem. The car behind actually getting the penalty for once, so a nice little bit of consistency. Larson really slowing everyone down here as he gets ready. He hasn't hammered down yet. He's still in about half throttle. There he goes. Has he caught anyone off guard? Not really, but Brainsu with that damage could be a cork in the bottle here. We'll see what happens as we all go. It is green flag racing once again here in Sochi. And, well, Brainsu, he may have damage, but maybe it's just a weight loss scheme because look at him around the outside of Larson into turn 2. And he picks up the MP Motorsport car with apparently ease as Rutanius slips up the inside as well. And he's going to take both because Brainsu's understeering with the damage. Rutanius from 3rd to 1st on the safety car restart. Brainsu struggling now, drops down to 3rd place. He's side by side with Larson. Arnell looking on at all of this with eager eyes, looking to try and take advantage of it, just like he saw Rutanius do. But Rutanius running out away with it at the front right now. He will be thanking his lucky stars for this one because this is a redemption drive for that mishap in the final couple of corners on the last race. Arnell all over the rear of Brainsu, and he might get him through turn 9 here.
Safety car.
No, he won't. We have another safety car. What happened?
I'm not really sure. Box had a mistake,
There's
probably.
no damage.
No damage. Probably can be a glitch of the safety car spawn, but at least it's the end of the. At least it's the end of the sprint race, so we'll have at least 2 laps under green flag. That's at least how it usually works. We hope it will work again, but yeah, we'll have lap 9 and the end of lap 8 under yellow flag, and of course these battles a little bit freezed, let's say.
Yeah, well, Rutanius, he was tearing away. We'll see whether he can do it again on the safety car restart. He'll be happy though that he got ahead before the full yellow flag, full course caution. Even if the lobby is bugged, I don't think we need to restart this race.
No, more than 50%. It's already done.
Neon, a little bit hopeful in the chat, I think, after his misfortune in the first race. But obviously, I think we are more than established in this race that we would know that we could reliably take these as the results for the evening. Safety car will come in and we'll get another round of action. It's just put on pause. I think it will have to go around again. Alexis Varrock, what's happened here? Oh my goodness. Well, he's turned around to give Vox a little bit of a wave.
I think he's spun waving tire. So I mean warming up those fronts and rears, and I think that was a mistake for Varrock. He has damage right now. He has 6 seconds, I think. 11 seconds of penalties right now on the Charos car. And of course, I don't think that will be points for him today, at least on the sprint race. And I think he didn't have either points there on the future race, so very bad luck for him.
Shenji coming across apparently saying that it is a lobby bug. Hopefully the bug ends when the game forces the green flag racing. Well, there we go. We got the safety car coming in. Fingers crossed it doesn't come back out. It shouldn't do. I don't think it's allowed to come back out.
By the code,
the game.
I don't think it's allowed. Yeah.
So fingers crossed
we'll
it stays there.
Restart. Yeah. We hope it stays. Rutinas with a very slow restart right now. Really freezing the things right now, cooling down everything as the safety car goes into the pit lane right now on turn 16. And Rutinius, as we can see on board with him, really weaving there. And I think Wellsto's losing some places there on their safety car.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what's happening down at the bottom, but we're just going to stick on board with the front runners. Look how much Rutenius is keeping it consistent. Linus hits the car in front of him, and there he goes. He's caught everyone a little bit off guard. He knows that Brainsu's got damage, and as such, the getting both corners here gives him a little bit of action. And here he goes, down out of turn 1. Well, not turn 1, sorry, out of the last turn, turn 18. He is well and truly away. We now have 2 laps until the end of this Grand Prix. Let's see what happens in these final
wide, and
couple of
Larsen will take, I think, the lead. Oh, he's real close. He takes the runoff area. Larsen with a better run out of turn 2 now on turn 3. But it's the exit. Sorry, the outside of turn 3. They both have to leave, and Larsen will just be ahead. 2 laps to go. Routinis takes a penalty.
Well, that is so unfortunate. Domi, a huge slide, collects Linus as they come through turn 4. And that is unfortunate for both of those drivers. Coffee Sipper, another penalty for him. Still, his weakness. Arnell looking all over the rear of Routanius. Routanius, he has not been greeting these guys with gains. Corner cutting, gained 1 place, getting a 5-second penalty. A very detailed penalty note there up at the bottom of the screen. But my, oh my, we are seeing some real drama unfold in the final couple of laps. The penultimate lap here in Sochi in Russia. And now Routanius looking for lead of the race once more. He gets it, but with just 1 lap to go, Alex, it seems futile with that 3-second time penalty.
I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I think he lifted there as Brinsley and back row side by side. The Italian on the inside of 15. He will hold that place back row without damage, it seems, on his end. Will try to take that place out of the Italian. There now he's trying on the inside of 17. Lack of downforce on that front end for Italian. It's, oh, you can see there. You can see it there. He lost that turn. The apex really went wide understeering, and Brinsley down into P5, but he'll try to get back that place, and they're still side by side.
Yeah, Brinsley having a look on the inside of 2. This is risky without a front wing. Well, he's got a front wing, but not all of it. But he's late on the brakes. Gets it done, and Brainstew a little bit understeer. You can see here we're on board with Ford Sedan, who loses a bit of traction. Now that opens him up to Coffee Sipper behind here. A lot of action back row on the outside of Brainstew. Brainstew, his damage is really hindering him here in the high-speed corner. Coffee Sipper gets 4-door.
Oh, Angel and Larsen side by side, both on the MP Motorsport car. Teammates right now. They have contact, but it's not gonna be enough. We're on the last lap, and Angel goes ahead, and this is the lead of this race right now. Angel will get promoted to P1 after those 3 seconds of Routanius after a podium on the future race.
Yeah, Routanius, he will be bitterly disappointed with how this one's gone. He missed out on P2 in the first race. He's going to miss out on P1 this time around, and he might even miss out on the podium as a whole. We could see back row there get promoted. There's been a problem. Domi's out of this race.
Larsen will try it on Angel on the outside of 13. He goes really wide, and Angel will protect it. There's a little bit of contact. Larsen on the inside, Angel on the outside. This is the lead of the race on the last lap. We're on sector 3, and Larsen will take the lead at the moment. Larsen goes wide on 15, Angel as well, and there's contact. He will try the switch back on 16. They are still very close, and Angel has a very good exit. He has a very good exit into turn 17. He will try the inside. He didn't have contact. They have contact with Angel on the inside of 16. 18, 17. Oh, this is the end of the race, and Angel will win the race. Massive.
Oh
Massive
my
battle.
goodness. Cars are picking up now at the end as the AI gets a bit confused, but it is Angel who picks up the win side by side with his teammate Larsen throughout the entire final sector. Back row will get promoted to P3 as Routanius drops from 1st to 4th in a very dramatic late safety car. Well, 2 late safety cars. The restart providing us with drama that you could only dream of. Driver of the day goes to back row. We'll have the podium celebrations. See the full results in just a moment, both of the race and the weekend as a whole. But for MP Motorsport, it's a 1-2 finish. And Angel will be very happy he clawed onto that one. He got the move done on the final lap. He then had to defend it down through the final sector, and defend it he did. The Spaniard wins here. And what a win it was, Alex. That was sheer excitement, drama, and what a way to end out the Misfits Racing League week here with Formula 2. Angel wins ahead of Larson, his teammate. Angel came for 7th on the grid after coming P2 in that prior race. Backrow from 13th to 3rd. He can be happy with that one. Rutanius, still an improvement for the Dutchman. 6th to 4th, but that penalty really relegated him. It would have been P1. What a race from him. Brains do that damage. Only holding him back to P5. Still a superlative drive from him. Fordor picks up P6, Coffee Sipper 7th, and Moen rounds out the point finishes in 8th. Let's have a look overall for the weekend though. Brain Stew still wins things with a fastest lap. P1 in the first race, P5 in the second race, 33 points. Tied with Angel. The win in the second race, the podium in the first race gets him P2. Rutanius P3 despite the bad luck. It could have been a win for him, but it wasn't to be. Larson picks up P4. Domi, he comes home in P5 despite only scoring points in the first race, but he did get those 4 points for qualifying. Eric, he scores 12 points in that first race, so he gets 6th. Backrow, 10 points for 3rd place in the sprint race. He picks up P7. Shenchi, P8. Linus tied with Fordor in 9th and 10th. Welsh Toast tied with Coffee Sipper in 11th and 12th. JA Games and Moen, the only other point scorers, both on 1 point. Maka, Vox, Vorok, Williams, Akrade, and Neon, the other drivers that we had here today. But with that being said, Alex, what a race. Any closing thoughts before we wrap things up here?
It was amazing. That was amazing last lap battle. I thought Larson had it. He didn't have the DRS. He had the slipstream, which is powerful enough. So he tried the outside on 13, and then the switch back from Angel. Then the traction as well out of 16. Then he tried to gain the inside as he could, and well, it was really intense battle. And I think these are the things we really love of F2 series.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great drama here. Obviously, a community event. So if you want to be part of this, the Endurance Series, or any other community events, some of which aren't streamed, they just take part in the Discord. Be sure to get yourself over. Join a great community of racers here in the F1 game primarily, but also other sim racing titles and other games in general. It's a great community to be a part of. But with that being said, that wraps up our week of racing here in Russia. Japanese action will resume. Well, we'll start on Tuesday over on Twitch. Alex will be joined alongside Striff on the Twitch channel, so make sure you're over there. Same time as this, 8 p.m. BST, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that one. All race replays, highlights from this week's action, as well as all of our other races are here on the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe for all that content. Follow on all of our other socials as well. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all of that good stuff. And a big shout out, as always, to our partners, Next Level Racing. If you're looking for a sim racing rig, wheel stand, motion sim, or even flight sim accessories, then be sure to check them out on their website in the link in the description down below. But after all of that, what a way to finish out a week of Russian Grand Prix here in F2. Some really late excitement in both races and a truly joyous experience. So we hope you all enjoyed at home watching. Thank you so much for doing so. We'll be back on Tuesday, like I said, for Tier 3 action kicking off Suzuka in Japan. But until then, take care. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
We are back. We are back with some Tier 1 action.
And that is the AlphaTauri of Adrian straight head on into the Red Bull. And the Kai Bacchini has joined the party, and he's on these medium compound tires in the Merc. Is very late braking from the Ferrari. He locks up and he blocks Zamis. And who is that? That is Jean with a fantastic exit, and he is going to get ahead of both of them here. So I believe it's crossing the line now, checkered flag. Adam and Bajar in the first two to catch it early. Vettel now rounding the final two turns of 22 and 23 here in Singapore. The Racing Points collect the 1-2. Battery, there goes Ben the Bear now just ahead, taking the checkered flag, coming through the Casio triangle. It's still wheel to wheel between these two. Mick out with a great traction. Oh, what a run out of the chicane, and he gets it done. How's the exit for the Ferrari? Good so far. You can see wheel to wheel coming down the straight into turn 4. It's the Ferrari leading through. Ben, wheel to wheel now with Revo, and he has so much pace in this Racing Point right now. It's wheel to wheel between these two. How's somebody gonna go? He's drifted off. Does the exit? What an exit out of the Williams. Does he get him? There's a big snap. Jake looking on the inside of 8 and 9. It's the Mercedes coming around the outside of 9. Does he get this move done on Tim? This is huge. This is absolutely massive. A drag race coming through 10 now, down into 11. Here we go, and Zamis has the popcorn.
But Yukio tries to turn in, and Domi just says,
Oh, the stars.
Goes for a second.
What a move from the stars. That is the Renault of Van Putten up the inside of the Williams into turn 1. Freeware's gonna get Yoda. Freeware's gonna get Yoda.
Yoda wins the race.